My country people then. Today, na the 17th of August 2019, and I come for debunk the biggest lie where Ambazonians, they don't ever talk am. That lie where they always talk say President Paul Biya be declare war. That one are the single biggest lie where Ambazonians, they don't ever talk am. And today, I go play una the actual video where they always lie for talk say this so President Paul Biya be declare war, and I go translate them for English for una, and then I go follow them up with the background story where it lead to that short speech where President Paul Biya be give am time where he be arrived for airport from Simalen. Una listen.
Avec émotion, l'assassinat de 4 militaires camerounais et de 2 policiers dans le sud-ouest de notre pays. Suite à la disparition de ces 6 valeureux militaires et policiers, je voudrais présenter mes condoléances aux familles éprouvées, ainsi qu'à nos vaillantes forces de défense et de sécurité. Je pense que les choses sont désormais parfaitement claires pour tout le monde. Le Cameroun est victime des attaques à répétition d'une bande de terroristes se réclamant d'un mouvement sécessionniste. Face à ces actes d'agression, je tiens à rassurer le peuple camerounais que toutes les dispositions sont prises pour mettre hors d'état de nuire ces criminels et faire en sorte que la paix et la sécurité soient sauvegardées sur toute l'étendue du territoire national. Je vous remercie.
So President Paul Biya talks say, it is on a sad note that I learned about the assassination of 4 Cameroon military officers and 2 policemen in the southwest region of our country. Following the loss of these 6 valiant uniformed men, I wish to present my condolences to the bereaved families and to the brave defense and security forces. From now onwards, things have become perfectly clear to everyone. Cameroon is repeatedly under attack by a group of terrorists clamoring for secession. In the face of these aggressive acts, I want to reassure Cameroonians that all measures are being put in place to incapacitate these criminals, hence ensuring that peace and security are maintained throughout the entire national territory. Thanks for listening. So my country people, I go give una a brief background story to this so-called declaration of war, which is the biggest lie where Amazonians, they don't ever talk am. They don't talk that lie so much such that you get reputable people them like me, John Frundi, and the SDF. They repeat the same lie. And until we debunk them and we sensitize the general public, maybe we understand the reality of what way it go on, these people, they go succeed for manipulate we with this lie over and over and over again, because right now it looks like they are succeeding, because gullible people, the way that they inside SDF, they don't already start to repeat the lies. So, for understanding, when I get to go way back at the beginning of 2017, when I remember time where Cameroon government be cut off the internet for the Anglophone zone for 2017, I go explain to una the reason why it be happen. Mark Barretta and Ayabacho Lucas, now the 2 biggest reasons. So at the beginning, right at the very beginning of 2017, what it be happen and say Mark Barretta, it be get a list of boys them, and they will use Facebook and WhatsApp and YouTube and social media for radicalize the youths them on the ground. It be get a sort of like a database of thousands of youth them for Cameroon, where it be send them WhatsApp messages them directly, and also using Facebook for radicalize them, spread all this fake news, propaganda, lies, and manipulation. That the way that way they be using for brainwash these picking them. The Cameroon government, it be realized them very early on, around the beginning of 2017, saying, now wait this way it happen, and they be identify and say it is so. If they let these people that they stay for diaspora, that they poison the minds of the youths on the ground, it can become very deadly. Now, why that way they be cut off internet in the Anglophone zone for the whole of 2017? That was a mistake from the Cameroon government, but that is what they thought they could do to solve the problem, to counter the problem of manipulation and brainwashing. That was their solution. It was not the best solution, but the reality, I said, the Cameroon government, it not be prepared. It not be prepared for this kind of situation, for this kind of attack, which is coming from within, which is sponsored from the diaspora using social media. And I know someone will go talk say, oh, if the country not be corrupt, now the same thing where it happened for America for 2016. Russia is stay for America, for Russia, they elect president for America, Donald Trump. Now Russia elected using Facebook. So now exactly the same thing. If America not be capable for protect its own citizens against a foreign attack using Facebook, Cameroon, it was definitely not ready as well. So what will be happen, I say, right at the beginning of 2017, as Mark Barretta ABD radicalize the boys, them brainwash them, manipulate them, defeat them, constant bombardment of fake news, propaganda, lies. So now, many of the boys they be convinced, say it is so, they don't already gain independence. Because now the lies and that way Mark Barretta and all these Amba fools in the diaspora, they tell them, say me they go out, go march on the 1st of October 2017. So Ayabacho now start contact Anglophone diasporans. They ask them for contribution, for money. People, they pledge thousands and thousands of dollars, believing that the money would be used to bail out Agbobala and some of the activists that were arrested or whatever. No. The money was actually used to sponsor Nigerian militants for train the first batch of Amba boys how to kill. So as Ayabacho will collect the money, so it gather the boys the way they don't already radicalize them, brainwash them. They can go inside Nigeria for Ajaso, go teach the picking them how to kill, how to survive in the forests, and then bring them into Cameroon, into Dadi. They can start kill Cameroon officials them now. Now after they killed the first 6 for Southwest, now that time that President Paul Biya, it come for that airport, it can't read that speech where it talks a day so. They are clamoring for secession, and it will ensure Cameroonians about the peace and security of the entire territorial national territory. Now wait that way it be happen. President Paul Biya will react to the atrocities, to the criminality, to the terrorism of Amba boys. By that time, if Nabili talk say it is so, now President Paul Biya declare war. And then the question we wanna get to answer now say, why Ayabacho will train Amba boys before the declaration of war? Wanna explain that one for me? Wanna explain them? Why were there Amba boys being trained in Ajaso and Dadi in the beginning and the middle of 2017? Because if when I talk to President Paul Biya, he can't declare war now on the 30th of November 2017. And then why were there an existing band of terrorists called Amba Boys in Cameroon around May, June, July 2017? What were they trained for? If when I talk to now President Paul Biya, he declare war for una. And another thing when I get for understand, I say, around this time, around July, August, September, all that time, 2017, In several different instances, these Amba boys, where they go train them for Nigeria, have for kill, they come for Cameroon now. They kill several military officers them, and then they pull down the Cameroon flag and they raise that their rag, that their blue and white rag. That in itself is a declaration of war. When you go for money country, you go pull down the flag and then you raise a foreign piece of rag. That is a declaration of war. So when these fools, they can't talk to this when President Paul Biya declare war, may want to ask them, say, time where they move Cameroon flag, put that blue and white rag, did they not know that that was a declaration of war? Now just ignorance or stupidity, they worry them. And then also, Chris Anu, this is where he comes in. Chris Anu, around that middle 2017, he make public declarations of war against all the civil administrators them for northwest and southwest region of Cameroon, and then all the traditional rulers them, and indeed every single Anglophone, especially the ones the way they live in the Francophone zone. It tell them, say, if they don't support their so-called fight for independence, it declare war on them. Now what did that way be happen? Chris Anu. And then he called on all the Anglophones and said, me they come out on the 1st of October 2017, me they can't march. He lie for them, said, Sisiko Ayub Tabe go day for Boya. They wait them. Those were the lies they told. And then they talk, say, so the United Nations, it already get ships waiting at Amba's Bay. Say, when they march on that 1st of October, they go declare their independence. And the lie that way they be talking for recruit the very first batch of Amba boys them. They be believe some Amba boys them actually pay money for join Amba boys them. Now the reality that because they be fool them, tell them, say this so, that they join the already military force for country where they don't already divide them. Those were the lies they told these guys. But the biggest of the lies, now the one where they talk, say President Paul Biya declare war on them. So now, as Chris Anu, he fooled these people, them send them on the streets. I mean, not just Chris Anu, but Mark Barretta and Tapang Ivo was involved then. At this point in time, Eric Tato was a non-entity. Eric Tato, no a name, no be even be amongst anything. Now Mark Barretta, Ayabacho Lucas, Chris Anu, Tapang Ivo. Now the names then that from the very beginning of this madness, where they radicalize the boys, they send them out there on that so-called 1st of October. They go say they go declare independence, or they go whatever nonsense where they be lie for them. So my country people them, for summarize and then conclude on this presentation, I don't show una the video where Ambazonians they always talk, say President Paul Biya be declare war on them for that airport on the 30th of November 2017. When I don't see them for ourselves, when I don't hear them, the words coming out from the president's own mouth as it talks say it is so. It is a sad note that I learned about the assassination of 4 Cameroon military officers and 2 policemen in the southwest region of our country. Following the loss of these 6 valiant uniformed men, I wish to present my condolences to the bereaved families and to the Defense Security Forces. From now onwards, things have become perfectly clear to everyone. Cameroon is repeatedly under attack by a group of terrorists clamoring for cessation. In the face of this aggressive act, I want to reassure Cameroonians that all measures are being put in place to incapacitate these criminals, hence ensuring that peace and security are maintained throughout the entire national territory. Thanks for listening. Now, wait that way President Paul Biya be read them, time where he land for airport. And I don't challenge when I say any person where he thinks say my translation it be wrong, make it can prove me wrong. Make it prove me wrong, make it bring your own translation. Secondly, any person who thinks that nobody the right video this, where it get a different piece of evidence, whether then on a piece of paper, whether an image, on a text, on a video, on an audio, any kind of evidence where it get them say President Paul Biya be declare war, make it bring the evidence, can't challenge me, make it show me the evidence. And the reality now say there is no such evidence. Now why that way we never ever see Ambazonians they post this video or they discuss this video? They always talk and talk say President Paul Biya declare war, but they didn't ever show this video because they know fully well say if they show the video, it will prove them say President Paul Biya never ever declare no war. Because now the evidence this way, you need them for debunk their own lies. Now, why that way if you go for Mark Barretta, Eric Tato, Tapang Ivor, Chris Anu, all these people, their platforms, you no go ever see this video for them. Because now the same video, this way could debunk the biggest lie where they don't ever talk them. So, and I also go on for explain for una the background story, what way it be happen, leading on to President Paul Biya landing at Smalen Airport and then giving this short speech. As it become for can't give that speech now as a result of the terrorist attacks that way Cameroon it be suffering from the hands of the Amba terrorism. That's exactly what happened. I don't explain for now what will happen with Ayabacho Lucas collecting money, sponsoring mercenaries, not military. Mercenaries, yes. Mercenaries and militants for Nigeria for train the Amba boys them. The first batch of Amba boys them, train them how for kill and then bring them inside Cameroon. They can start to kill Cameroon security forces. Now wait that way it be happen. I don't also go on for explain for now the key people the way they be involved for radicalize the boys them. Chris Anu, Sako Ikome, at that time, I don't been able to do that is fake pastor thing, so he wasn't involved. So now Tapang Ivo, Chris Anu, Ayabacho Lucas, and Mark Barretta, especially Mark Barretta. Now the four names in that way they will be responsible for radicalizing these boys them. And now why that way the Cameroon government it be cut off the internet in the two regions them for over 1 year in 2017. Now the reality that way it be happen. And for conclude this presentation, President Paul Biya it no be declared no war. And some people did even misconstrue it for talks it be declare war on terrorism. No, even the war on terrorism, it no be declare no war. When I feel go read the transcripts again, when I feel go listen to your words again, it no be declare no war on anything or anyone. In fact, it no even use the word war. It talks say all measures are being put in place to incapacitate these criminals. Now what's that we talk? That is not a declaration of war. That is ensuring peace and security are maintained throughout the entire national territory. Now, wait that way talk. In his own words, my country people then.